în grupe într-o ediție de UEFA Champions League. Practic le-a bifat pe toate, ceea ce îl face un recordman în acest sens, alături de brigada sa, Octavian Șovre, Sebastian Gheorghe, arbitrul de rezervă Sebastian Colțescu. Meciul cu numărul 37 în UEFA Champions League pentru Ovidiu Hațegan, meciul cu numărul 109 în competițiile europene. Haideți să vedem cele două garnituri. Real Madrid cu Thibaut Courtois între buturi, jucători de câmp Lucas Vazquez, Rafael Varane, Nacho, Ferland Mendy, la mijlocul terenului Luka Modric, Toni Kroos, Martin Odegaard, în avanposturi Rodrigo, Karim Benzema și Marco Asensio, îmbrăcați complet în alb jucătorii trupei Blanco, nu degeaba le se spune astfel, evident. Portocaliu și negru pentru trupa lui Luis Castro, Shakhtar Donetsk cu Anatoli Trubin între buturi, jucător de câmp Dodo, Vitao, Valeri Bondar, Nicola Matvienko, la mijlocul terenului Victor Kovalenko, Taras Stepanenko, apoi Tete, Marlos, Tyson, în ofensivă Junior Moraes. O combinată braziliano-ucraineană pentru fosta echipă a lui Mircea Lucescu. Sigur, practic, noi ca românii nu putem să vorbim despre Shakhtar fără să facem referire la omul care, din punct de vedere al antrenorului, a dus-o acolo unde a dus-o pe cele mai, unele dintre cele mai înalte culmele cupelor europene. O muncă senzațională pe care Mircea Lucescu a făcut-o aici, sigur, și cu banii pe care i-a avut la dispoziție. Dintr-o clipă în alta va începe confruntarea dintre Shakhtar și Real Madrid. Dacă bate, merge în optimi Real Madrid, așa cum o face de obicei. Practic, niciodată Real Madrid nu a fost eliminat din competiție. A început meciul cu Shakhtar având lovitura de start, atacă de la dreapta la stânga. Real Madrid de 25 de ori în grupele UEFA Champions League, de fiecare dată a mers mai departe. E o dublă miză, aș spune, pentru Real Madrid, una care ține de competiție, cea de care vă vorbeam, și poate asigura calificarea în optimi de astăzi. A doua, ceva mai grea, aș spune, pentru acești jucători, în mare parte dintre ei ultra decorați în competiție. O primă șansă pentru Real, pas către Benzema, mingea în careul gazdelor, respinge defensiva lui Shakhtar. În tur, Shakhtar a condus-o pe Real Madrid pe stadionul Alfredo Di Stefano cu 3-0 la pauză. Au reușit cei de la Madrid să revină în joc, însă nu mai mult încât să stabilească un scor de 2-3, o înfrângere pentru Real Madrid în prima rundă din UEFA Champions League în acest sezon. 2-3 acasă. TT, Varane, autogol și Solomon au marcat pentru Shakhtar. Au redus din diferență Modric cu bijuterie de gol și Vinicius. De atunci Shakhtar n-a mai marcat, nu numai că n-a mai câștigat. A făcut un 0-0 acasă cu Inter, a pierdut cu 0-6 pe acest teren. Stadionul Olimpijski din Kiev a pierdut cu 0-6 cu Borussia Mönchengladbach, cea mai drastică înfrângere pentru Shakhtar în meciurile din competițiile europene. La retur, Borussia Mönchengladbach le-a mai dat 4, în total 10, 4-0 în Germania. Tyson a ratat acest meci cu Borussia Mönchengladbach. El este titular astăzi împotriva celor de la Real Madrid. O primă șansă pentru Shakhtar, Hens însă făcut de jucătorul lui Shakhtar în careul Realului. Realul, după, vine în competiție așa cum îi stă bine Realului și cum ne-a obișnuit din postură de campioană a Spaniei. După acel 2-3 cu Shakhtar acasă a urmat un 2-2 smuls la Gladbach. Borussia Mönchengladbach, de altfel liderul surpriză la acestei grupe, care mai cuprinde pe Inter, după cum bine știți. 2-0 pentru Borussia Mönchengladbach. Realul revine și dă lovitura pe final în minutul 93. Casemiro îi se alătura lui Benzema, cel care redusese din diferență. Real Madrid pleacă cu un punct de la Gladbach, obținut în minutul 93. Apoi a venit 3-2 cu Inter, Benzema, Sergio Ramos, Rodrigo, și un 0-2 obținut de Real Madrid pe Giuseppe Meazza în fața Interului. Deci un 2-0 în deplasare. Hazard din penalti și Hakimi autogol marcau pentru Real Madrid. Real Madrid care revine aici pe Olimpijski din Kiev, stadion pe care a obținut al 13-lea și cel mai recent trofeu UEFA Champions League din palmares. După acea finală împotriva lui Liverpool s-a impus Real Madrid atunci cu 3-1, goluri reușite de Bale, 2, și Cristiano Ronaldo. Benzema în care bară Asensio, centrare în 6 metri a lui Benzema pentru Asensio, șutul ibericului mușcă bara și iese în afara terenului de joc. Totul a venit după o eroare a lui Dodo în defensivă. Au pierdut balonul în propria treime cei de la Shakhtar. Centrează din stânga în gura porții Benzema, ce bine dă în ea. La firul ierbii dă tare Benzema în balon, suficient pentru ca jucătorul care venea la întâlnire, cazul de față a fost Asensio, să poată doar să devieze. Asensio chiar a șutat, mingea a șutat, a mușcat bara și a ieșit în afara terenului de joc. În ultimul sfert de secol, adică în perioada în care această competiție se numește UEFA Champions League, șansă pentru Shakhtar în careul lui Real, resping însă albii. Real Madrid a bifat 13 semifinale, 7 finale, toate câștigate. După cum bine știți, vă reamintesc performera acestei competiții, indiferent că ea s-a numit Cupa Campionilor Europeni sau UEFA Champions League. Benzema a marcat în finala cu Liverpool, nu Cristiano Ronaldo. A fost însă și acea dublă a lui Bale, unul dintre goluri, un adevărat golasso. Keylor Navas, la finalul acelui sezon 2017-2018, Keylor Navas, Sergio Ramos, Marcelo, Varane, Casemiro, Modric, Kroos, Cristiano Ronaldo prindeau echipa sezonului. Zinedine Zidane pe banca Realului și la acel succes. Olimpijski din Kiev, locul unde joacă trupa lui Luis Castro în Ucraina. Sunt probleme în zona Donbass, zona care se află Shakhtarul, zona minieră din estul Ucrainei. Minge pentru Real Madrid la mijlocul terenului. Rafael Varane are posesia în partea dreaptă, schimbă cu o diagonală lungă în stânga. Recuperează acolo gazdele. Dodo este alt brazilian, Dodo, 22 de ani, altul decât cel care a jucat pe la Roma sau la Inter în urmă cu câțiva ani. 6 brazilieni în primul 11 al lui Shakhtar, sau 5 și jumătate, să spunem, în condițiile în care Junior Moraes are cetățenia ucraineană. Minge recuperată de Shakhtar la mijlocul terenului, pătrundere în flancul drept, primește TT în marginea careului advers, i-a pasat lui Marlos, încăciula careului, Marlos e blocat, întoarce pentru șutul lui Tyson. Mingea se duce peste bara transversală a porții lui Thibaut Courtois. Deci cu numărul 45 nu UEFA Champions League pentru Thibaut Courtois. La fel ca Barcelona, Real Madrid are 25 de campanii în UEFA Champions League. E un record împărțit cu Barça, un record pe care Real Madrid îl deține singur, e acela că în toate cele 25 de campanii a trecut în faza eliminatorie. Dacă vă puteți închipui, în trecut Barcelona, în UEFA Champions League, Barcelona a avut o astfel de sincopă, nu s-a calificat mai departe. Lucas Vázquez aruncă de la margine din dreptul careului celor de la Shakhtar, trimite scurt în fața lui pentru Rodrigo. Brazilianul combină cu Odegaard, norvegianul încearcă să-i retrimită lui Rodrigo, mingea iese în afara terenului de joc. 21 de ani Martin Odegaard, titularizat astăzi de Zidane, 19 ani pentru Rodrigo, doi dintre oamenii care par a reprezenta viitorul pentru Real Madrid. Am spus echipa lui Real Madrid, să spunem și jucătorii pe care nu se poate baza din diferite motive Zinedine Zidane în această seară au rămas în Spania, unii odihniți, alții accidentați. Marcelo, Carvajal, Hazard, Valverde și cu probleme de mai mult timp Sergio Ramos. Pe bancă este Casemiro. E o echipă care poate să reprezinte, și cum spuneam mai devreme, viitorul lui Real. Partidă pe care o partidă din care Real desigur că așteaptă 3 puncte, cifre destul de grele pentru Shakhtar în ultimul timp. Nu prea mai învinge pe nimeni. De 8 meciuri n-a învins pe nimeni în competiție. În ultimele 8 partide doar 4 remize și evident 4 înfrângeri. Ultimul meci câștigat acasă 2017-2018 în optimile UEFA Champions League, mergea pe Roma, însă Roma mergea mai departe datorită golului înscris în deplasare. Vine Shakhtar după 1-0 acasă în campionat cu Dnepr. Aici stă bine Shakhtar, destul de rău, chiar groaznic stă Real Madrid, care nu mai bate pe nimeni în campionat de 4 meciuri. Ultima ispravă a trupei lui Zidane, 1-2 acasă cu Alaves, deci pe care putea să-l piardă și mai drastic trupa lui Zidane. A fost precedată de o remiză în deplasare la Villarreal și de o înfrângere 1-4 la Valencia. Benzema! Șut de la 11 metri scoate tânărul portar al lui Shakhtar. Mingea rămâne în careul gazdelor, încearcă acolo Rodrigo să pună mingea jos, scoate în flancul drept pentru Lucas Vázquez la colțul terenului. Ibericul e nevoit să se întoarcă, trimite colțul terenului mare pentru Odegaard, primește Rodrigo, minge înapoi la Luka Modric, iar croatul trimite la mijlocul terenului. Așadar, înfrângerea de la Valencia cu 4-1, semnat un lucru destul de dureros pentru trupa.
Fell on Mendy on the wrong side, if you like, but he manages to play the ball inside. The ball goes out to the left now. Here is Asensio. Now Mendy, gone back over to the left. Feeds the ball forward to Asensio, but it goes out of play and out for a throw-in. Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. It's been a lively start to the contest, and Real Madrid will feel they should be ahead. They hit the post after 4 minutes. Nice build-up play down the left-hand side. So Karim Benzema playing play a low left-footed cross into the 6-yard box. Coming in was Marco Asensio, who tried to sweep it into the back of the net first time, but it hit the post. And then they've just had another good opportunity, a fabulous toe-poke through ball from Luka Modric, found Benzema, who ran forward. He decided to shoot first time, edge of the box, forced the save from Anatoly Trubin. Maybe could have taken an extra touch. For Shakhtar, Tyson has driven an effort over the bar, but Real Madrid will be happy with the start they've made. Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. Here's Vasquez. Now Varane. Back to Vasquez. And Varane once more. Modric was just clipped in the middle of the park by Junior Morais. He's been a good servant for Shakhtar Donetsk. Trusty man to have up front. They are usually a side that do well in the Europa League as Shakhtar. They've won the competition once before, and that was a really risky pass back. And what's going to happen now to Varane? Well, he's going to be booked. Well, it was Nacho who played the ball across to Varane. It was read by Shakhtar, and then Varane, all he could do was just try and block off the path of the runner, because he would have been running, bearing down on goal. It's not what you'd class as a goal-scoring opportunity, because it was still in the centre circle, but it's very, very cynical from Varane. It was Junior Morais who just flicked the ball around him. Varane goes to pick him up, perhaps just to save a bit of face more than anything, because he might count himself a bit fortunate that it was so far back from goal. And the physios are now on, tending to the forward, because he tumbled down really heavily. It's one of those where the contact is with the body and he looks to be in a bit of pain. I don't know if there might be a rib injury involved in that, but just one mistake from Real Madrid has really cost them. Ball played across, and it was Nacho. No idea what he was thinking. Pass was so under hit, and then Varane basically didn't move. He was statuesque in just being there to block the path of Junior Morais. Well, he's down on the ground, he's receiving treatment, and I think Dentinho's getting warmed up for Shakhtar. Luis Castro won't be wanting to make changes in the early stage of this game, but he may have no choice, because Morais tumbled down to the ground very heavily indeed. He hasn't really moved much since. He looks in a lot of anguish, and at this stage I'd almost be surprised if he continues for the rest of the game. He's up on his feet now, but he looks in a fair amount of discomfort. Two sets of players, after 15 minutes of intense work, get a chance to have a bit of a breather. Well, Morais stood up, but he's gone back down, and I think his race is going to be run now. And indeed, Shakhtar are getting a substitution readied. It's a really painful blow when something like that happens in the midriff, and it could be a fracture or a cracked rib. Varane making the challenge. Still down, writhing in pain, and change is going to come. It will be Dentinho to make his way onto the field. And the stretcher is on with the golf buggy as well. It's modern football for you. They'll drive the stretcher on. Junior Morais, he's able to walk to it, but he lies down, and he's in so much pain now. And Varane goes and offers his apologies again, and I'm sure Morais will accept them, but there's no question that that was really cynical from Rafa Varane. I hope Junior Morais will be okay, as he's driven off the field on the stretcher. Have another look at that pass across from Nacho. I think the only thing you could maybe say in Varane's defence was that he was running square on to Meci and he probably didn't have anywhere to turn, but I don't think that would wash really with Shakhtar. So Meci has come off and Dentinho is on for him. The game has got back underway, but that's a good 3 minutes of added time we're going to have at the end of the first half because of that incident. Vital forward now. Well, I thought Dentinho was going to come on, but unbelievably, Meci is hobbled back on, and it looks as though he's going to try and continue, which is absolutely incredible. I thought he was never in a million years going to be back on the field this evening. Real Madrid are coming forward now, but Shakhtar win the ball back and they play it forward, and Meci, well, he tries to play a ball to Tyson and he does find his teammate, but he's hobbling away from that. I don't know if he's just going to end up doing more damage to himself. Here is Marlos now on the near side. Junior Meci still hobbling. Here is Tyson. Now Meci. Well, Dentinho looked like he was taking off his training jacket and getting put through the paces. Here is Tete. Over on that far side. Challenged by Odegaard and Tete forced backwards. Here is Stepanenko now. Stepanenko across now to Tyson on this near side. Tyson back to Vital. Now Valery Bondar. Bondar short ball forward into the path of Kovalenko. Kovalenko chips it forward to Tete, but Mendy nips in and wins it. Unfairly so though, so a free kick has been awarded. Luis Castro just walking across to the bench. I still think he's probably going to say to Dentinho, make sure that you're fit and warmed up, because I don't know how much longer Meci will have. And he looks as though he's hobbling. He may have fell awkwardly on his leg as well, because he's hobbling and limping and trying to run forward into the box. It's Marlos now in possession. Marlos needs to be careful and he wins a free kick. Brought down by Kroos. Marlos takes it quickly, chips it across now for Tete. He's running one-on-one against Ferland Mendy. Tete plays it back to Marlos, who will want to get it back onto his left foot. Marlos whips it towards the back post, looking for Matvienko. It was really good defensive work from Rodrigo getting back. He controls the ball nicely, plays it forward long up to Benzema, who nods it on now for Modric. And here is Asensio, plays it back to Mendy. All of this taking place inside Real Madrid's own half. Here is Kroos now. Real Madrid will just want to maybe try and take a bit of the sting out of the game. And still, I'm maybe going on about it, but we'll have to keep up to date with Junior Meci's progress. He doesn't look to be moving that much better now than when he came back onto the field. Here is Modric. Brilliant through ball, or brilliant attempt at a through ball, I should say, but it had too much on it for Karim Benzema, who is the skipper for Real Madrid this evening, incidentally, in the absence of Sergio Ramos. Matvienko now. Here is Kovalenko. Kovalenko drives it across, looking for Dodo, but Mendy will read that one easily. Here is Varane now. Rafa Varane just ambling forward. Rolls it back now for Nacho. Modric. Now Nacho. All the way back to a man who's been a spectator so far in Thibaut Courtois. Varane. Modric. Now back to Rafa Varane. Varane's long crossfield ball finds Asensio. It's a really good pick out, and Asensio is drifting in from the left into the middle, but he's challenged, and it's a good challenge as well from Marlos. And he gets the ball back from Tete. Marlos now, cross to Tyson. Tyson's still going, but just runs into traffic, and a combination of Asensio, Modric and Benzema get it back. Now it's Asensio running down the right hand side this time, feeds it to Rodrigo. Vasquez on the overlap, finds Vasquez. Will he look to play the ball in? He's got a bit of time and space to do so. Vasquez's cross is headed out of trouble by Bondar. Here is Tyson now. Real Madrid have been the better side so far, but the scoreline doesn't reflect that. It's still Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. Independent off-tube studio commentary. Plenty of other games coming up on this service tonight, including matches involving Liverpool and Manchester City, along with a couple of championship fixtures. So lots of action to look forward to. Vital. Now Matvienko. Back to Vital. Just on the edge of his own box. Rolls it across now to Bondar. I think that change is finally going to be made. Dentinho looks as though he's ready to come on. Vital. Matvienko. Forward now to Tyson. Stepanenko. Back now to Bondar. Nice concerted spell of possession this for Shakhtar. Can they do something with it? Here is Tyson. Drifts into the middle. Tyson feeds the ball wide now for Matvienko. Looking to link up with Marlos, but just plays the ball behind him. Real Madrid with a chance to come forward with Asensio. And Rodrigo plays it back to Varane in defence. Across to Nacho now. Here is Mendy. He's got Benzema hugging that touchline out wide, but Mendy decides to go in field instead. Modric goes out of play, and it looks as though finally the change is going to come. Luis Castro just puts Dentinho through his paces. Well, he looks disappointed to come off Junior Morais, but it's probably the right thing. He hasn't looked comfortable in the 7 minutes or so since he got back up to his feet and got back on the field, so he's coming off and Dentinho will replace him. Midway through the first half, it's still Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. The visitors are playing some nice stuff at the moment, but just haven't been able to force too many chances at goal. Anatoly Trubin hasn't made a great deal of saves, but they do look shaky at the back, and that was evidenced by Nacho's hospital ball across to Rafael Varane. It was nipped in by Junior Morais. Varane just stood in his way, blocked him off, and he fell really heavily down to the ground. He was down on the deck for a good 2-3 minutes. He was stretchered off, but then somehow came back on. He tried to continue, but 7 minutes later Luis Castro decided his race was run and he was replaced by Dentinho. It's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. So the experienced Dentinho comes on in place of Junior Morais. Real Madrid now attacking down the far side. Here is Ferland Mendy. Challenged by Tete. And then he loses out this time to Asensio, who plays a 1-2 with Odegaard. Asensio then drills it back into the box. It's cleared out for a throw. Good work that from Real Madrid down the left. These squad players are looking to try and take advantage of the opportunity they're getting this evening. Mendy. Dodo wins the ball back off him, but whistle goes for a free kick. The offside flag went up on this near flank. Yeah, it was just half a leg offside, Mendy, when the 1-2 was played back to him. Long ball forward played by Trubin. Stepanenko battling to win the header. It falls now to the feet of Asensio. Asensio plays it forward quickly, maybe a bit too quickly. Vital stepped in and Played it across to his teammate. Here is Bondar. Bondar back to Trubin. Long pass forward. Mendy beats Tete in the air, but it falls to Dodo. But Dodo gives possession away. Here is Asensio, looking to link up with Toni Kroos. Free kick now for Shakhtar. Dentinho wins the free kick. Here is Bondar. Again back to Trubin. Oh, it's a really poor pass to Vital, and there was not much he could have done with that. A difficult one to control, and suddenly Shakhtar find themselves on the back foot, deciding to replace Andrei Piatov, it seems, with Anatoly Trubin. Piatov has been a long-serving keeper for Shakhtar Donetsk, but they're looking to the younger generation now, it seems. Kroos. Now Vasquez on this near side. Vasquez by the byline. Vasquez curls it towards the far side, and it's just headed away for a corner kick by Dodo. Not really many chances that he wanted to take. Edge towards the half-hour mark of this contest. Odegaard's outswinging ball in. It's headed towards goal, but it's tame enough and easy enough for Trubin to deal with. Nacho getting forward from the back. Just heads it into the gloves via a bounce on the deck, so it took some of the pace out of the ball. Odegaard. Now Asensio. Here is Mendy. Mendy to Asensio. Nice flick to Odegaard. Back to Asensio, who shoots from around 8 yards out, and that is saved this time by Trubin. Real Madrid are knocking on the door. It's a very nonchalant save from Trubin. Just stuck one arm up in the air and tipped it over. Been very lively as Marco Asensio, he and Rodrigo for Real Madrid in the wide areas, as Odegaard swings in another corner, and again it's headed on, this time by Mendy, but not really one that was towards goal. It was more a glancing effort to try and tee up one of his teammates. And Shakhtar have given the ball away at the back again, and Odegaard is able to get the shot away, but it takes a big deflection and it eliminates all the pace from the ball. Shakhtar just need to try and get a grip of the game once more. They're beginning to lose their composure slightly. Perhaps it's because they know what's at stake this evening. They have to win in order to stand any chance of progressing through, because their appalling goal difference record and their final fixture against Inter Milan, it doesn't stand them in good stead. Real Madrid know a win would get them to the last 16, which is no unfamiliar territory for them, given that they've won the competition 4 times in recent seasons. Here is Tyson. Tyson's ball forward is intercepted by Kroos. Now here's Varane. Asensio. Over to Mendy. Mendy plays the ball into the box first time. Vital heads it clear, out for a throw. Asensio wanted to take it quickly, but he's going to leave it to Mendy instead. Odegaard, now Mendy. Here is Asensio. Crossfield pass now to Vasquez. Just inside the box on the right side. Matvienko slides in to make the challenge, but at the expense of a corner. And the 2 step overs from Vasquez, who will bring that extra piece of attacking intent, playing at right back. He is a winger by trade, but he's been asked to play in that position to cover for injuries. Here is Kroos, plays it into the box after linking up with Modric from a short corner. Odegaard, now Kroos, edge of the box. Shakhtar win it back, but they just couldn't quite get the counter-attack started. And then Dentinho's brought down. Bit more of a physical presence, Dentinho, than Junior Moraes, and he looks like the sort of forward that's a bit more willing to drop back and help link up play rather than play on the shoulder of the last man. Lovely play for that Essential chance. The back heel to Odegaard, the disguised through ball, and then Essential's shot. Real Madrid doing well, but as mentioned earlier, not reflected in the scoreline. 33 minutes gone. Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. Vital gives possession away, and it's picked up in midfield. Here comes Odegaard for Rodrigo on this near side. Rodrigo infield, again looking for the 1-2. Doesn't quite come his way from Odegaard, but Real Madrid still in possession of the ball. That is until Kroos gives possession away. Kovalenko. Tyson goes down, and that will be a free kick. Shakhtar just looking to try and stem the flow of the game, trying to stop Real Madrid from controlling the possession and just playing with them, really. Don't want to be doing all the chasing throughout the game. Long ball forward from Trubin. Over Matvienko's head, and again Shakhtar frustrated in their attempts to try and strike the ball past Thibaut Courtois. Here is Varane. Sideways to Nacho. Runs into the Shakhtar half. Plays the ball to Mendy. Not a great ball to him. It's miscontrolled by Mendy, but you've got to say the pass from Nacho was blasted towards him. It's not the first poor pass that Nacho has made so far this evening. Shakhtar just aren't taking advantage enough of their opportunity, and Vital came so close to giving possession away. Real Madrid are sensing blood now. They're sensing that Shakhtar are looking a little bit ragged in terms of their ability to keep hold of the ball. One side is going to take the lead. You'd probably stake it'd be on Real Madrid. Tyson. Free kick again to Shakhtar. Taken short. Here is Dentinho on this near side. Dentinho crosses. It's gathered by Courtois, who just bowls it out very casually. Now Kroos. Vasquez. Reverses it back to Modric. Kroos. Ball played out wide to Mendy. Back to Kroos. Lifts the ball out now to Vasquez. Now Tyson. Shakhtar win it back. Tyson with a pacey break down this near flank. He goes down. Doesn't get the free kick this time. And Zinedine Zidane very hurriedly gives the ball to Lucas Vasquez to take the throw in, which he duly obliges. He certainly would if he was your manager. And then Rodrigo's the latest man to be brought down now. Matvienko, the guilty man. Just a slight drop of the shoulder, drawing in the challenge of Matvienko. Good chance this from the free kick, and it's the left foot of Odegaard stood over it, so I was going to say an in-swinging ball, but it's taken short. Modric then crosses it in. Slight waste, but it's still in Madrid's possession. Here is Nacho. Needs to make his mind up what to do with the ball. Kroos now to Mendy. Mendy drills it forward, but goes beyond everyone. It will roll out harmlessly for a goal kick. Heading towards half-time, it's still Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0, but Real Madrid will feel they should be ahead. They've had another couple of chances. A corner kick was swung into the box by Martin Odegaard. It was headed towards goal by Nacho, who was unmarked. He might be disappointed that he didn't really test Anatoly Trubin. It was quite a simple save for the Shakhtar stopper, but then some really good 1-2 work between Marco Asensio and Martin Odegaard. Asensio flicked the ball, back-heeled it to Odegaard in the box, who then played a disguised ball back to Asensio, struck it left-footed from a similar sort of range to where he had his effort in the early stages of the game. But this time it was saved by Trubin. He palmed it over for a corner kick. It's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. Modric. Back to Kroos. Again though, Shakhtar are able to launch a counter-attack as Real Madrid give possession to them. Tyson with the ball through. Here is Tete now, left side of the box. Tete's path to goal just blocked, but he manages to feed it out now to Kovalenko. Stepanenko keeps it going. It's going from left to right. Here is Dodo. Dodo's attempt at a cross is snuffed out. Now Asensio plays it forward to Benzema. Benzema runs into traffic, but the whistle goes. It will be another free kick, which is taken quickly. Modric now. Rolls Royce of a midfielder, even in the latter stages of his career. He's now 35 years old. He probably doesn't have too many more years left in him, but what a player he has been. Ballon d'Or winner in the year Croatia got to the World Cup final. Not many people argued with that. And here he is again, and that's a fabulous ball to Ferland Mendy, but it's an excellent piece of defending from Dodo. And now Shakhtar again looking to come forward on the counter. They do have plenty of pace, but Nacho is able to steal the ball off Tete. Shakhtar maybe just want to get to half-time with the scoreline level. Here is Asensio. He's got Mendy on the overlap. Asensio going himself. Crosses it in, but that's easy enough for Trubin to deal with. And that's been kind of the story of Real Madrid's first half. They've played some nice football. They've been the better of the two sides, but they just haven't created enough clear-cut opportunities. A couple of chances for Asensio in the box. That's probably as good as it's been. Benzema had that effort from outside the area, but he struck that ball way too early to really cause any sorts of trouble to Trubin. And then Nacho's header as well, but they do have a chance. As a Shakhtar man has gone down, but the referee's ignoring him for the moment. Odegaard to Rodrigo, whose cross takes a big nick off Matvienko and goes behind for a corner. It's Dentinho that's gone down, and this isn't what Shakhtar need. He's holding his ankle now, Dentinho. He's already had to come on for the injured Junior Moraes, so it would be bad news if he has to come off as well. Looking at the replay, it was in a challenge with Rafa Varane. Slight clash of ankles. I don't know if it's maybe down to the landing as well, because he went down straight away after he planted his ankle on the turf. Tell you, by the way, that Red Bull Salzburg are 2-0 up against Lokomotiv Moscow in the other early Champions League encounter. Big game in that group. Salzburg desperate for the win. Dentinho looks like he's going to be okay to carry on as Kroos takes the corner at a soddened NSK Olympijski Stadium. Mendy thought he was going to size up the shooting opportunity. He plays it over to Asensio instead. Gets it back via a deflection. Now here's Modric, the conductor of the orchestra. Modric across now to Asensio. Mendy chips it backwards for Modric, and again crosses it in for Benzema, who volleys it left-footed. He was facing away from goal and it goes way over the bar. I think it's snowing actually in Kiev. At the very least it's sleeting. It is December now after all, and the elements hitting Kiev certainly sooner than they're hitting Britain. Let's hope it stays that way. Trubin clears, flicked on by Stepanenko. Modric, here is Rodrigo. Rodrigo forward, just a little bit too pacey for Benzema, who's really, ever since Cristiano Ronaldo left the club, he's really come into his own at Real Madrid. A lot of people suggested throughout the years that he was never good enough to play, even though he continued to remain a Real Madrid player. But he is their main man up top now without Ronaldo around the picture. Final minute now of the 45, but I would assume there's going to be at least 3 minutes of added time owing to the Junior Morais injury. Kroos. Now Varane. 7 attempts at goal for Real Madrid compared to just 1 from Shakhtar. Here is Rodrigo, another low cross into the box, and another one that has to be punted behind for a corner kick. What can Zinedine Zidane do before the break? He looks absolutely freezing on that touchline. I'm sure Thibaut Courtois is as well. The cameras just pan to him and he's doing some exercises on his own just to try and keep himself warm. Corner is played in. 3 minutes of additional time, by the way. The corner then comes back out to Asensio, drives it from the edge of the box, but the whistle had gone before that, and the chance dissipates for Real Madrid. Foul from Nacho by the looks of it. A little bit of shirt pulling going on, but nothing too sinister, but the referee didn't like it. Here is Tyson. Tyson loses out to Vasquez, but Vasquez's ball is poor as well. Kovalenko tries to chip it forward for Dentinho. Nacho just got in the way. Here is Ferland Mendy now. Benzema. Links up with Odegaard, and now Mendy. Has to play it backwards, but Real Madrid still in possession. Vasquez. Corner again. Tyson's claiming that the ball came off Vasquez last. I think whatever happens, Shakhtar are going to be defending for the rest of this first half. Real Madrid looking hungry to get the first goal. And another great piece of play from Modric, a clever back heel. Kroos. Corner taken short to the edge of the box, and then Odegaard just tries to guide it towards goal with his instep. Would have been a great finish had he managed to get more power onto it, but in the end I think Trubin could have been lying down and he'd have then been able to get up and make the save. Vasquez. Modric. Now here's Vasquez. Played back to Varane. 30 seconds left of the 3 minutes that were added on. Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. Another long ball chipped forward. Mendy tries to guide it on for Karim Benzema, but it's alert goalkeeping from Trubin. Here comes Matvienko. Runs into Modric. The referee has blown his half-time whistle. Where it's been a lively game in Kiev. Real Madrid have had a couple of good opportunities, the best of which fell to Asensio both 4 minutes and 31 minutes into the game. Shakhtar forced into a change, haven't really posed enough of a threat so far. It's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on for Marais. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on for Marais. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on for Marais. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on for Marais. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on for Marais. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on for Marais. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on for Marais. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from Rice. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time from close range, but he hit the post. Asensio had Real Madrid's other great opportunity as well. Lovely interplay between himself and Martin Odegaard before his left-foot strike was saved by the keeper Trubin. Shakhtar have been forced into a change. Dentinho on from the right. It's 0-0. At half-time, it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. A lively enough game so far. Real probably should be ahead after 4 minutes. Karim Benzema played a nice ball into the box on the left-hand side. Marco Asensio shot first time. We'll leave that there because we are back for the second half of this independent off-tube studio commentary from the Champions League. It's match day 5 in the group stage, and it's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. Just one more goal for Real Madrid. A victory would take them through to the round of 16, while Shakhtar need the win in order to give themselves a realistic chance of getting through on the final round of group games. It's so far so good, I suppose, for Real Madrid. They played well in that first half. They created a few decent opportunities, but they just weren't quite clinical enough, and I'm sure that Zinedine Zidane will be demanding more from his side. Shakhtar managed to stay in the game. They had to deal with an injury in the midpoint of that first half. Junior Moraes, who went down very heavily under a challenge from Rafa Varane. It looked as though he was going to come off. He tried to play on, but eventually 7 minutes later he succumbed, and Dentinho came on for him, and they just really haven't got going from an attacking point of view, haven't the home side. They're okay when it comes to keeping possession, but just look a little bit lightweight and need a little bit more quality when going forward. The two sides unchanged from that first half. Real Madrid all in white, they're shooting from right to left. Shakhtar orange shirts and black shorts going from left to right. So the two lineups in full. Shakhtar have Trubin in goal, and then it's a back four of Dodo, Bondar, Vitao, Matvienko, Kovalenko and Stepanenko in midfield, with Tete, Marlos, Tyson in behind Dentinho. Real Madrid line up with Courtois in goal, a back four of Vasquez, Varane, Nacho and Mendy. Modric, Kroos and Odegaard in midfield, with Rodrigo and Asensio supporting Karim Benzema up front. 2 minutes into the second half, independent off-tube studio commentary. More games coming up on this service this evening as Shakhtar look to make a rare burst forward. Here is Tyson. He's got Matvienko in support. Matvienko tries to put a cross into the box as he just puts his head up against one of the cameras on the touchline in frustration, but he wins a corner kick, so certainly not a bad result for the left back. Trying to link up well with Tyson. He just scuffed the cross almost, and I suppose he's quite fortunate really that he was able to earn a corner kick. But this is a big chance for Shakhtar. I don't think they had any set pieces in the first half, and now they've got one less than 3 minutes into the second. few wrestling matches going on in the box. The free kick is taken short, the corner is taken short and then whipped in, but Real Madrid were able to deal with it. And now Modric looks to lead the counter-attack. He tries to feed a ball through to Benzema, but he just doesn't quite get there in time. Stepanenko, the Shakhtar captain, gets across and makes the interception. Here is Dodo now. Dodo launches it forward, but it loops up in the air via a deflection, so Mendy heads it backwards into the path of Nacho. Here is Mendy now, running across, but Mendy runs into trouble this time, and now Tete has Tyson in lots of space on the left-hand side. Tyson drifting in field now. That's a really important touch made by Toni Kroos, because Tyson looked as though he was shaping up to shoot from the edge of the box. This is much better from Shakhtar at the beginning of this second half, and Real Madrid are being given food for thought by their less illustrious opponent for the second time in this competition. You certainly don't want Shakhtar to be the undoing of them, and they particularly take issue with that, given that Shakhtar have lost 6-0 and 4-0 in the group stage of the competition. They've conceded a boatload of goals already, not being the most defensively resilient side, but they've held their own so far this evening, with the scoreline at 0-0. Modric looking to try and wriggle away from trouble and get a chance to play the ball in, but he's challenged by Dentinho and it goes out for a throw-in right by their own corner flag, so danger not over yet for Shakhtar. Real Madrid with a chance to just try and pen them in. That's exactly what they have done. They've won the ball back. Always awkward are those throw-ins. Here is Benzema now, collects it on the edge of the box. Benzema will shoot left-footed, but it's straight at the keeper. Karim Benzema, that's his first great chance at, well, I say it's a great chance. It was a good opportunity, not exactly a gilt-edged one, but he did able to get the ball out of feet and into a shooting position in the middle of the D, really, so it counts as a good chance. Here is Varane. Now Nacho. Nacho plays the ball across now for Toni Kroos. Rodrigo now takes it, brilliant touch, and Rodrigo puts the gas on now. He's been chased by Tyson. Rodrigo has to go backwards, but that was a good piece of play from him. The touch and then just lifting it away from Matvienko. Real Madrid still in possession, albeit going backwards. Here is Kroos. Now Nacho for Mendy. Nacho continues his run forward, but Mendy goes inside instead. Bit of a decoy. Mendy now to Odegaard. Rodrigo back to Benzema. Benzema's cross to the back post and it's headed over by Nacho. Well, he started the move and it was a really good one. Getting the plaudits from his teammates. Odegaard to Rodrigo, out to Benzema. Matvienko slid in. It just bought him a bit of extra time to float the ball into the box. And then Nacho, who came forward, just didn't quite get over that ball, always underneath it, and therefore always going over the bar. Tyson lifts the ball away from Modric. Tyson still going. Tyson in the box. Good save from Courtois. That's Shakhtar's best opportunity of the game so far. The Real Madrid defence were just asleep momentarily. They allowed Tyson to get forward and get into space on that left side. Now they've got a corner of Shakhtar. Outswinging one, but it's headed away by Benzema at the near post. Now Rodrigo. Rodrigo trying to set off the counter-attack, but there's enough Shakhtar players to get in the way of that. Kovalenko. Played backwards to Tyson. Lifts it forward for Kovalenko, who's remained up there. Maybe just had a bit too much pace for him, and the ball goes out into touch. Vasquez tried to prevent the throw-in, but wasn't able to do so. 8 minutes into the second half, and Shakhtar already much better so far. Scoreline still 0-0. Tyson runs in field, but runs into traffic. Here is Varane now. Varane's clearance charged down by Dentinho. Really good defensive work from the front. His manager Luis Castro will like that. Doesn't look a happy man at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be G'd up and pumped up by how his side have played so far. I think maybe the Real Madrid defence thought that when Tyson was going through then that he was going to use Kovalenko, who was overlapping, but went for the shot himself, and Courtois remained alive to it. Modric. Odegaard. Now Varane. Back to Toni Kroos. And here's Nacho. Mendy. Will that ball go out into touch? Yes, it did. It will be a throw-in for Shakhtar. It's still Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0 in the early stages of the second half. But Shakhtar have already looked like a much better outfit in the 10 minutes we've had so far in this second half. They've had their best chance at goal. It was Tyson who struck it. A nice pacey run through the middle. Got to the box on the left-hand side. He went for a left-foot strike, but Thibaut Courtois made a good save and it went out for a corner. But Real Madrid still looked like a dangerous proposition themselves. Nacho had a header which went over the bar. It was a nice sweeping attacking move started by him, and it involved Odegaard, Rodrigo, and then Benzema right side of the box. He floated a ball in where Nacho continued his run, but he got underneath the ball and it went a long way over the bar. It's Shakhtar Donetsk 0, Real Madrid 0. Asensio tries to get it from the long diagonal ball, and Real Madrid have won a corner, I believe, so they've now got a chance to force pressure with their own set piece. 8th corner of the game compared to just 2 that Shakhtar have had. And Benzema looking hungry to get a goal. It's curled into the box. Kroos, but now Shakhtar can come forward. It's Tyson. Lays it off now for Tete. Here is Marlos. Marlos wide now to Kovalenko. The momentum has just gone somewhat. Kovalenko plays it into the box. It's still bouncing, and Shakhtar Donetsk have taken the lead, and it's Dentinho that's got it. Well, real confusion at the back for Real Madrid. It was Kovalenko who played the ball into the box towards Marlos. He didn't get a touch to it, but no one else in a Madrid shirt did. And it fell kindly for Dentinho just to side foot home. And Shakhtar Donetsk have the lead. Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Real Madrid 0. The Ukrainians have broken the deadlock, and it's the substitute Dentinho that's got the goal. It all came from a Real Madrid corner which was cleared. It was a good counter-attack led by Tyson, who played a ball out wide. Kovalenko controlled it. Some of the momentum disappeared slightly, but he then fizzed the ball into the box. Marlos' touch was really poor, but Real Madrid defenders didn't react. Dentinho did, and he beat Courtois, side-footing it home from around the penalty spot. It's Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Real Madrid 0. Really good, alert striker's instincts from Dentinho. Certainly enjoyed that goal. And it looks as though now Real Madrid will have to really force their way through Shakhtar in order to get their goal. Here is Modric. I wonder if Zinedine Zidane may contemplate changes in response to that. Rodrigo now, near side. He was brought down, so a free kick's going to be awarded, and Real Madrid now with a chance to get back on level terms immediately. Just went down under the challenge of Bondar. Backed into him. It's a little bit of a silly one to give away, given that he was facing away from goal. Varane and Nacho will fancy themselves from this. Toni Kroos, his eyes looking piercing. Everyone in the box looking at exactly the position where he wants to whip the ball into. Ball played in and it's headed to goal, and it was Varane that got there, but again, no real pace on it, straight at the goalkeeper. It's a really nice ball from Kroos. Varane glanced it on towards goal. Not the easiest of headers by any stretch of the imagination, but it's one that he might look back on a little bit ruefully, thinking that it was so easy for him to win the header. Good ball played in, and Varane just didn't get enough contact on the header. Trubin has looked a very steady pair of hands in goal for Shakhtar this evening. Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Real Madrid 0, and Shakhtar have got another injury concern now in the centre circle. I couldn't quite see who it was that was down. It was Castro just having a word with the fourth official over something. There are options on the bench if needs be. It's Varane on Dentinho. Dentinho's the man that's down. Varane really has been the scourge of the Shakhtar forwards this evening. First Meci and now Dentinho. It doesn't look as though the sub is going to be subbed. Looks like he'll be okay to continue, but it was just a straight challenge by Varane as Dentinho went down. I think he just accidentally caught his head with his boot. Nothing too bad, however. It's going to be Dentinho who's fine to continue. Vasquez goes down, free kick for Real Madrid as Tyson goes to pick him up, which is normally something you see from the losing side in a situation like that. So, sporting play from Tyson. Here is Asensio now. Rolls it back to Nacho. Kroos. Now Modric. Challenge comes in though on Odegaard, and now Shakhtar with another chance to counter, and that's a really good piece of play from Tyson. To Marlos, now Tyson. Shakhtar going backwards, but that's not a bad thing at this stage for them. Here is Dodo. Cross now to Vitao. Rodrigo is pressing, and Vitao just with a slightly loose touch. He had to then thump it across to Dodo, and he's had the ball robbed off him by Asensio. Asensio breaking into the box, he crosses it, and that's really good defending clearance from Vitao. Here is Modric now. Nacho. Driven across from Vasquez now to Asensio. Look to float the ball in left-footed. He gets it back, however. Asensio just turns it back into the box for Rodrigo. It's going to fall for Ferland Mendy, who shoots. But it's a miss-hit effort, which actually goes out for a throw-in. So it's one of those classic defenders' finishes when they get into the opposition box. Shakhtar living on the knife edge. Nice work from Asensio. Rodrigo tried to get into space. Clearance from Shakhtar, and Bondar it was. Came straight to Mendy. And he'll be grateful that it was Mendy that it fell to rather than someone like Benzema. Real Madrid, since conceding that goal, have begun to turn the heat up. 63 minutes gone. Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Real Madrid 0. Dentinho with the only goal of the game after 57 minutes. As it stands, these two sides would be level on points. In the group stage. Tyson. Now here is Marlos on this near side. Dodo's overlapping. Dodo gets it, but turns it back to Marlos. Stepanenko now for Tyson. Matvienko supporting him out wide. Matvienko then turns back. Here is Tyson. Now for Marlos. Vital lifts it forward. Tyson now with some space to advance into. Here is Dentinho, around about 30 yards out in the middle. Marlos. Back to Stepanenko. And here is Stepanenko once again. Well, it's good pressing from Real Madrid, but they've still not won the ball back yet. They are forcing Shakhtar backwards, and they've just forced them into a long, aimless ball, which goes out of play for a throw-in. Zinedine Zidane watches on. And he does have options to come on if needs be. He's got the likes of Vinicius Jr., Mariano Diaz, Isco, Casemiro, who is a yellow card away from being suspended for the next match. That might be in part why he was dropped from the starting 11 this evening. Modric. Varane. Benzema is offside as the ball was played up front towards him. Yeah, he just strayed half a yard too soon. Shakhtar held the line very well. Just having a look at the replay earlier of that Asensio challenge on Dodo, which saw him play a ball into the box, but down the other end, Shakhtar coming forward. Here is Dentinho now. Back to Tete, who's had a quiet game, but Tete still runs on, pulls the ball back. He's going to fall for Kovalenko, and his shot was blocked by Varane. Whistle has gone, so that attack comes to an end. Not really sure what the whistle went for as Tete played the ball in. I think it just came off Tyson's arm when the ball rebounded off Varane. And here they come again, Shakhtar. Marlos, near side. Tete. Stepanenko. Been quietly effective in that midfield for Shakhtar tonight. Marlos curls the ball back now to Vital. Here is Matvienko. Modric nips in and wins the ball. Kroos. Shakhtar get it back. Here is Tyson now coming forward. Still they go, it's fed through, and Tete with a strike in the box. Courtois very nearly did his best to concede a corner then, but he's just kept it in play. Zinedine Zidane is maybe going to be pondering changes now. Mendy. Modric. Long ball just lumped forward, and we'll be back now with Courtois. Midway through the second half, it's still Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Real Madrid 0. Madrid nearly responded to conceding that goal from Dentinho just a minute later as they won a free kick on the edge of the area. The ball was curled in by Toni Kroos and headed towards goal by Rafael Varane, but it was a comfortable save by Anatoly Trubin. But Shakhtar could have had a second. Really nice work from Tete on the near side. He pulled the ball back for Viktor Kovalenko. He got his strike away left-footed, but it was a great piece of defending from Rafael Varane to block it, and the move came to an end. It's Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Real Madrid 0. Real Madrid just then came forward once more. Mendy almost having to leap over the challenge that came in from Bondar. No question of a foul being involved in it, however. And the changes in the offing for Shakhtar. Looks as though Manor Solomon's about to come on, the Israeli winger. I think I saw Alan Patrick getting warmed up as well, so Shakhtar just trying to freshen things up, give themselves the best possible chance of winning this game. Ball played into the box now for Kovalenko. Kovalenko back to Marlos. Here is Tete. Tete curls it. Saved by Courtois. Easy enough in the end, but Tete searching for that top corner. Just a bit too close to the goalkeeper, but that would have been a fine effort. Well, Solomon is going to come on. Not sure who for just yet. Well, it'll be when the ball next goes out of play. Matvienko. Nice cushion touch to Kovalenko, who tries to lift it forward for him, but Matvienko was never going to be quick enough to get there. Courtois does. Kroos. Brilliant diagonal ball to Rodrigo, who gets hold of it. Tyson defending. Rodrigo's cross is cleared by Vitao. It's going to come out now to Modric. Modric still going. Just drops the shoulder. Plays it out wide, and then it's going to be crossed in. Looking for Asensio at the back post. But Shakhtar can come forward. Tete's ball now to Marlos. Now here is Tyson. Tyson delays the pass. It's good experience play from him. Marlos. Now back to Stepanenko. Here is Bondar. Across to Vitao. It's going to be Manor Solomon and Maicon to come on. Vitao. All the way back to Anatoly Trubin. And how much is Zinedine Zidane at this stage going to rue missed opportunities in the first half, because Shakhtar have been so much better in this second half than they were the first. They just didn't look anywhere near enough of a threat in the opening 45, but they've stepped up their game considerably in this half so far, as Tete blocks the pass forward from Mendy. It goes out for a throw, and those substitutions are going to come. defensive one first of all, as Marlos is withdrawn in favour of Maicon. He's more of a deep-lying midfielder, Maicon, and Marlos, who likes to play closer to the forwards. And it's going to be Tyson to come on, to come off as well, should I say. And Manor Solomon will replace him. Tyson's had a good game. Well, as it stands, Shakhtar would go above Real Madrid in the group by virtue of the head-to-head record, even though there's 9 goals in it in terms of goal difference, which is quite extraordinary. It is amazing that Shakhtar could progress through to the round of 16 with a goal difference of as much as -7. I'm sure there'll be some statos out there who'll know what the poorest goal difference is to advance through to the next stage of the competition. Anyway, here is Benzema looking to try and link up with Asensio. He wins a corner. Challenge came in from Bondar. 16 minutes to go in Kiev, where it's Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Real Madrid 0. Corner is played to the edge of the box where Mendy's going to strike it. Well, that took me a little bit by surprise that he was the man there, particularly as he struck it right-footed as well. But once again, way too easy for the keeper. Trubin dives over the ball and just wastes a few precious seconds as Shakhtar then clear it long. It's controlled by Mendy. Rolls it across now for Varane. Here is Kroos. Asensio. I'm still a little bit surprised that Zidane hasn't made any changes yet. Nacho. Modric. A win for Shakhtar tonight, if they can hold on, would mean they'd only need to beat Inter next week, and then they're through to the round of 16. But that's a really good through ball, but Benzema doesn't quite have the pace to get on the end of it. Trubin comes out. Changes are coming now for Real Madrid. Isco is coming on, as well as Mariano Diaz, as well as Vinicius Junior as well. It's going to be a hat-trick of substitutions made by the Real Madrid manager. Well, Martin Odegaard's the first one to come off. He'll be replaced by Isco. So we're going to have Benzema's coming off and Mariano Diaz will replace him. I would imagine that it'll be either Rodrigo or Asensio who's withdrawn in favour of Vinicius. Yeah, it is Rodrigo that comes off and Vinicius Junior will replace him. Here he is, Vinicius Junior. First touch for him. Had Mendy in close company, but decided to go himself. Shakhtar get across, clear it for a throw. Ferland Mendy, great run from him. Wins a corner. Nice work from the left back, a good quick change of direction. Wins the corner kick. Actually, it wasn't a corner at all, it was a goal kick. Oh, the last touch came off Dodo. Long clearance now from Shakhtar. Up towards Tete. Doesn't drop his way. Modric will just cushion it back to Nacho. Now Modric gets it back, looking to play a pass forward in the quarterback role, and it is a good one to Vinicius Junior, but it's not a good touch to reciprocate. Tete has to be careful though. He's presented possession straight to Vinicius Junior. Is still going, but he just ran out of space. Bondar came across to slide in, and Tete will be grateful for his help because that was given away needlessly by him. Modric. Now Kroos. Kroos knocks it forward. Again, plenty of space for Real Madrid on this near side. Ferland Mendy's cross. And then rising was Mariano Diaz. Modric shoots edge of the box. Blocked away. Good piece of defending from Vitao. Real Madrid still advancing forward. Vasquez. Isco looks to deliver a ball out wide to Mendy. Real Madrid win it back. Sensiao shoots. It will be a corner kick. Rare sight of Zidane applauding his team. Took a slight nick on its way through. Could have whistled into the back of the net, but it just went over. Luckily for Shakhtar. Kroos's ball in. And it's a free kick as Stepanenko was brought down in the box. Physios are going to be brought on, it seems, with just over 10 minutes of the game remaining. Heading into the final stages where it's still Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Real Madrid 0. Real Madrid are really knocking on the door. They're having several half opportunities. They've just had one when Ferland Mendy drove a ball into the box. It was cleared. It fell to Luka Modric on the edge of the D, but his shot cleared by Shakhtar, who've been so resilient defensively. It's been an excellent display from Luis Castro's side. They've made a couple of alterations, taking off Tyson and Marlos, bringing on Mano Solomon and Maicon. Real Madrid have made a hat-trick of substitutions themselves. Benzema, Odegaard and Rodrigo withdrawn in favour of Mariano, Isco and Vinicius Junior. It's Shakhtar Donetsk 1, Real Madrid 0. 56% possession, Real Madrid, 14 attempts at goal, 10 corners, compared to just 6 and 2 respectively for the hosts, but it's all about what you do with them. And Real Madrid have been far from clinical this evening. Plenty coming up on this service for the rest of the evening. 2 championship games available, Birmingham and Barnsley, and Rotherham against Brentford. And from the Champions League, you have Liverpool against Ajax and Manchester City's away trip at Porto. Here comes Vinicius Junior now, pokes the ball into the box. Got away from his marker near side. Well, so far he's been the liveliest of the 3 Real Madrid changes that have come on. But now a potential counter is on for Shakhtar. They've soaked up pressure, and now Mano Solomon is going forward. Still he goes. Solomon shoots, and Solomon finds the back of the net. What a finish that is from Mano Solomon. And that surely is going to be game over now. That is how you counter-attack. Absolutely brilliant work from the Israeli winger. Courtois will look at his own involvement for that and be disappointed. He was beaten at his near post, but Shakhtar lead by 2-0. Surely it's now game over as Shakhtar have got a second goal, and it's an absolutely brilliant piece of counter-attacking play. As Real Madrid were sending bodies forward, Shakhtar were able to clear their lines. The ball was picked up by Mano Solomon in his own half as he ran down the left side. He had the overlap available to him of Matvienko, but he decided to cut in on his right foot instead, and he unleashed a powerful strike from the edge of the area towards the near post. Thibaut Courtois maybe could have done better, but take nothing away from Mano Solomon. It's Shakhtar Donetsk 2, Real Madrid 0. And that's certainly how you repay your manager's faith when you are a substitute. Come off the bench and make an impact, and that's exactly what Manor Solomon has done there. And these 2 second half goals maybe look to have won the game for Shakhtar Donetsk. And then going into the last group stage, Real Madrid are relying on snookers, because it doesn't matter what they do in their game against Borussia Mönchengladbach. If Shakhtar were able to get a win against Inter Milan, they would be in the final 16. It looks as though Dentinho might have to come off, as Real Madrid were about to kick the game off. He went down on the deck, and Fernando's warmed up now. Dentinho hobbling off. Lovely finish for the opening goal of the game. And while he's not going to be able to finish it, it was he who got the ball rolling, so he'll take a lot from his manager. Alan Patrick has come on rather than Fernando. Now, Fernando has come on for Dentinho, but Alan Patrick has come on for Kovalenko, just to add a few more fresh legs into midfield. Of course, 5 changes are permitted to be made by clubs in UEFA competitions this season, owing of course to the COVID-19 pandemic. We are getting used now to matches being played in empty stadiums, and it's no different here this evening. But I'm sure those Shakhtar fans that are watching on their television screens will be absolutely elated with the result. Solomon has now gone down, whether he's injured or just trying to buy a bit of time. He's back up on his feet now. Brilliant goal. Carried that ball forward. Lucas Vazquez was backpedaling. He struck the ball so fiercely. He probably saw that there was a gap that Courtois wasn't marshalling, and in Courtois' defence, he'd probably be looking at Vazquez and thinking that he shouldn't have allowed him so much space. He should have maybe got tighter. As the camera pans to the touchline where Dentinho is being treated, it looks as though it's a potential thigh injury that he suffered. He was able to walk off fine, so probably just a precaution more than anything. Shakhtar win a free kick. Tete brought down by Isco. And the psychodrama at Real Madrid continues. They and Barcelona, 2 of the biggest clubs in the world, both mired at the moment by problems, not just on the pitch but off the pitch too. Both need rebuilding. Zinedine Zidane was brought back to do that. Trubin clears. Dodo nips in, and now he's looking to lead another attack forward. Good pace shown by Dodo, but Nacho gets across and slides it back to Courtois, who can only clear it first time and can only clear it out into touch. Less than 3 minutes to go of the 90, plus however much time is allotted by the 4th official at the end. Not much time for Real Madrid to get back on level terms. I think coming into this game they maybe would have accepted a point, because that would have all but put them through. Here is Maicon, and 30 yards out. Maicon elects not to shoot, which is the sensible position. Here is Dodo now. Bondar. Trubin clears. Goes out into touch. Just the sight of all these Madrid players on the touchline. Some of them wearing masks, some of them wrapped up warm, all of them looking forlorn. Here is Nacho. Now Vinicius Junior. Junior goes down. It is going to be a free kick. Just needs to be a bit patient, Vinicius Junior. I thought he wanted to take that quickly then, but they have to try and whip this in. Maicon just dangling a leg out, one that he's happy to concede. It is a dangerous position though. Toni Kroos stood over it. Might even elect to go for goal from this distance because it's very close to the edge of the box, even though it's not really at a natural angle to go for the strike. Maybe if he sees the keeper not covering his near post. It is a two-man wall in the way. Kroos goes for the back post and he gets way too much on it, and that's music to the ears of the Shakhtar defenders. Zinedine Zidane applauds, but I don't know what he's applauding at because it was a dreadful delivery from Kroos. Nothing that anyone in the box could do, nothing anyone in the box could work with. 2-0 to Shakhtar Donetsk as we tick into 90 minutes, and they could make it even worse now. They're attacking down the left. Here is Solomon. Now Tete, 4 minutes have been added on. Here is Tete again. Ball was played across to him. Tete keeping hold of the ball. Nice Cruyff turn to get away from Vinicius Junior. Lifts it to the back post, but it's headed backwards by Vasquez into Courtois' path. Real Madrid are running out of time. Looks as though it's only going to be a consolation if they do get a goal. But we've seen stranger things happen in football in the past. Ball launched upfield. It's going to drop now for Mariano Diaz. Here is Vinicius Junior. Left side of the box. Plays it back to Mendy. Mendy across now for Isco. Vasquez. Shot comes in, and that just sums up Real Madrid's night. The fact that Vinicius Junior struck it. It came off Vital and then rebounded onto the hapless Brazilian, and it goes behind for a goal kick, and that's going to be another 30-45 seconds that Shakhtar will take their time over. How much that second goal has just eased the pressure upon them. It's a real vindication of counter-attacking football. They've sat back a bit, particularly in the first half. They've soaked up the pressure, but they've led two very swift counter-attacks which have brought goals. And Manor Solomon's in the second case, it was a brilliant goal as well. Carried the ball so well through nearly half the field, and then spotted the gap at the near post. Saw Courtois wasn't going to be able to dive down quick enough. And the rest, as they say, is history. When we've played 2 minutes of the allotted 4 already, and Real Madrid have wasted another chance to get forward. This time Toni Kroos trying to angle a ball out to the far side. Didn't find Asensio. Shakhtar players also donning face masks sat on the sideline as Real Madrid and Karim Benzema looks on, really unhappy. I'm sure there will be an inquest into the performance from Zinedine Zidane. Second defeat in a row following being turned over by Alaves. Here is Vinicius Junior. Looking to try and do things single-handedly against the Shakhtar defence. keeps the ball in play. They will get a corner, Real Madrid. We enter the final minute of the contest. Just need to keep switched on now to Shakhtar. I'm sure that's what Luis Castro will be imploring on the touchline. Ball played to the edge of the box. It's a diabolical delivery and there's nothing that anyone could do about it. Modric has tried to just float the ball forward, but it's cleared by Shakhtar. The offside flag goes up and that's probably going to be that. Applause coming from the Shakhtar coaching staff. Goal kick about to come from Trubin. Mendy heads on. Modric gets it. But that is that full time, and what a victory for Shakhtar Donetsk. They're second against Real Madrid in these group stages, and Real Madrid were made to pay for their lack of cutting edge throughout the contest. Both goals coming in the second half. Both goals courtesy of counter-attacks. Dentinho was the man who got the first goal after the ball rebounded to him quite fortuitously in the box. He was able to slot home, and then 7 minutes from time, Marlos with a counter-attack goal himself. A lovely right foot strike from the edge of the box means the final score is Shakhtar Donetsk 2,